Everyone wants financial freedom, right? Imagine having enough wealth to do what you want, when you want, without financial worries. But here's the harsh truth. Most people never get there. Why? Because they make mistakes, big ones, especially in the beginning. And I'm going to help you avoid them. Stick around, because in the next 10 minutes, I'm breaking down the top 5 mistakes that can destroy a beginner's chance at building wealth. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what not to do, so you can set yourself up for a life of wealth and financial freedom. But beware, missing any of these points could cost you. So let's dive in. Before we jump into the mistakes, let's be real for a second. Investing is exciting. It feels like a fast lane to wealth, but without the right knowledge, it's also a fast lane to regret. Each mistake we'll cover is more than just a whoops moment. It's a potential roadblock to your dreams. And the first mistake? Well, this one's almost unavoidable for beginners. I call it following the crowd. We all know that one friend who's hyped about a hot stock tip or an amazing crypto opportunity they swear will go to the moon. Sound familiar? But here's the truth. Following the crowd is like letting a blindfolded stranger drive you down a cliff. Would you trust a stranger with your car keys? No? Then why trust strangers with your money? Following the crowd often leads to emotional decisions, chasing hype without a strategy. You end up buying at the top, selling at the bottom. You don't need the latest hype. What you need is a plan. And speaking of plans, that brings us to our second mistake. If you're investing without a goal, it's like driving without a destination. Sure, the ride might be fun at first, but eventually you're lost. Your investments should have a purpose. Are you saving for retirement, building wealth for a down payment on a house, or looking for extra income stream? Ask yourself this: what am I really trying to achieve? When you define a goal, it becomes easier to pick the right investments and avoid impulsive decisions. But there's an even sneakier mistake that often hides in plain sight. We're often drawn to the promise of high return. Who doesn't want to double their money fast? But here's the thing. High-risk investments can be like skydiving without a parachute. Sure, it's thrilling until it's not. Would you jump out of a plane if someone said, "Hey, you might land safely"? A diversified portfolio with a mix of lower and higher risk assets reduces that fear factor and keeps you grounded. Aim for a balance. Don't let high-risk dreams lead to nightmare losses. And on the topic of losses, our next mistake might just be the most common. Imagine this. You've invested in a stock and suddenly it drops. Fear kicks in and every instinct tells you to sell and cut your losses. But here's a reality check. Selling in a panic is the surest way to lock in a loss. When markets drop, most investors feel like the world's ending. But history shows that markets recover time and time again. Instead of selling in a panic, think long term. Remember, it's only a loss if you sell. Hold tight, because the final mistake is the one that's hardest to fix. Albert Einstein called it the 8th wonder of the world. Compounding is the magic that turns a small investment into a fortune over time. But too many beginners underestimate it and go for quick gains instead. They end up missing out on one of the most powerful tools in wealth building. Think of compounding as planting a money tree. But most people chop it down before it can grow. Crazy, right? Every year, your gains grow on top of your initial investment and your previous gain. Small, consistent contributions can turn into life-changing wealth if given time. And if you want to learn more about the true power of compounding, I have something for you. So there you have it. 5 common mistakes that can derail your financial future if you're not careful. Avoiding these mistakes isn't just about avoiding losses, it's about building a secure, wealthy future. If you're serious about growing your wealth and making your money work for you, don't let these mistakes hold you back.